Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United are planning to offer Erik ten Hag a 5-year contract. Recently, Erik ten Hag was interviewed for the Manchester United job, and he came through the interview with flying colours. Erik ten Hag is ready to leave Ajax at the end of this season. The Ajax CEO, Edwin van der Sar, will not stand in Erik ten Hag's way if he asks to make a move to Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is the favourite to become Man United's next permanent manager. Ralph Rangnick wants Erik ten Hag, and a lot of Manchester United fans would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. It'll be good for Erik ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League. He's not yet managed in the Premier League. He's out of contract at Ajax next year, he's ten Hag. He got appointed in as the Ajax manager back in December 2017, so he's been the Ajax manager for over 4 years. Done well at Ajax, he's developed the young players well, won some Dutch Cups with them, won a couple of Eredivisie titles, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. You know the news regarding Mauricio Pochettino. The Manchester Evening News have said that Mauricio Pochettino is waiting for a decision on his future. Not so long ago, it said Man United may have run out of time to appoint Mauricio Pochettino as PSG cost becomes clear. PSG may have to pay 17 million to sack Pochettino. Pochettino wants to stay at PSG. Pochettino is under pressure. Pochettino has been the PSG manager for over a year. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup with PSG. A lot of Manchester United players would like to see Pochettino become the next manager. Well, Pochettino is proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. Before Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. In 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager, and before Tottenham he managed Southampton. He only endured a short managerial tenure with Southampton, but still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he has managed in the Premier League so far, and a lot of years ago he managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Man United sacked Jose Mourinho. Man United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. Luis Enrique and Julian Lopetegui have been on Manchester United's shortlist. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Because 4 permanent managers have been sacked since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. Ralph Rangnick, he's been Manchester United's interim manager for over 3 months. He's lost 4 games in all competitions as Manchester United's interim manager. It did initially say that Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. But obviously the consultancy role is now in doubt. The other week, it said Manchester United are considering sacking Ralph Rangnick. Earlier on this season, it said Rangnick wanted the permanent Man United job. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well, but he's been totally blameless for the poor performances. I think the players have had to take responsibility for the poor performances. Like I've said so many times, I've got a lot of respect for Rangnick. I think he's a very good coach. Rangnick has enjoyed one transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window. Man United enjoyed a very disappointing January transfer window. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said his aim for this season is for Manchester United to finish in the top 4. Well, Man United's focus is now finishing in the top 4 because Man United cannot win a trophy this season. Man United have not won a trophy for 5 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have only won 4 trophies. We've not won the Premier League since 2013. And in the last 10 years, Man United have spent over 1.3 billion. And we've brought over 40 odd players in since Ferguson retired. And let me put into the equation, Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. So none of this squad is Rangnick's. Like I've said, Manchester United have got good players. We've also got inconsistent players as well. We've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Recently, Ronaldo was voted the Player of the Month for March. Ronaldo will not be leaving Manchester United this summer because the other week AS said that Ronaldo has no plans to leave Man United this summer. He's willing to see out the final year of his contract. Ronaldo's contract at Man United does expire next year, but there's an option to extend for a further year. Ronaldo is the highest earner at Man United at the moment. He receives almost £500,000 a week. Earlier on this season, Ronaldo held crunch talks with his agent Jorge Mendes over his Man United future. And Ronaldo threatened to quit following his Derby Day absence. Ronaldo did miss the game against Man City at the Etihad when we lost 4-1. I think Ronaldo had a knock. Ronaldo did get a hat-trick against Tottenham. That was his first hat-trick since he re-signed for the club, and he became the highest scorer in football history. Ronaldo has scored 18 goals in all competitions since he re-signed for Man United. He's got over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included, and he wears a number 7 shirt. Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. We've got Anthony Elanga. Got to give him credit, he's done really well since he broke into our first team squad. Don't forget, Elanga came off the bench and scored a late equaliser against Atletico Madrid in the first leg of the Champions League last 16. Also scored in the 4-2 win against Leeds at Ellen Road. You know, earlier on this season, Anthony Elanga got racially abused on social media after missing the decisive penalty against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. I disagreed with Elanga getting racially abused. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said Elanga was close to leaving Manchester United. Elanga has been part of the club for a long time. He, came up our academy, joined Man United's academy at the age of 12 and is now 19, so still very young. And Elanga has got a contract with Man United until 2026. There's an option of a further year. Jadon Sancho, he's very good now. We are now starting to get the best out of him. Jadon Sancho did endure a very bad start to his Manchester United career. But it does take some players time to settle in. Not every player settles in straight away. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho because Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. Sancho did endure 4 good years with Borussia Dortmund before he signed for Man United. Man United signed Sancho last summer from Borussia Dortmund, got him in a deal worth 78 million. With add-ons included, Man United paid 73 million up front. He's got a contract with Man United until 2026. There's an option of a further year. We've got Juan Mata. Don't have a perception on him anymore because Mata doesn't get in the team much. Mata lost his place in the team a while ago. I reckon Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him for 37.1 million. Mata will leave Man United this summer. He's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Marcus Rashford, he is a good player overall, but I think he's been poor in a lot of games this season. Rashford's not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder injury. Earlier on this season, he had a minor leg injury. On my last video, I gave you some more news on Rashford. It said Marcus Rashford tells friends he wants to leave Manchester United. That's according to sources close to Football Insider. Fabrizio Romano said earlier on this season that Marcus Rashford is considering his future with Man United as he's concerned about his lack of playing time. You know, Rashford's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. Barcelona are interested in signing him. Real Madrid have been in for him earlier on this season. PSG went in for him. And Atletico Madrid have been in for him. You know, Marcus Rashford's contract at Manchester United expires next year. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy in that. He's been a Manchester United player since the age of 7 and been in our senior squad since 2016. And since then he's gone on to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. Bruno Fernandez, he's very good. Bruno Fernandez is one of our best players and he's certainly one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. As you all know, it recently said that Bruno Fernandez is close to agreeing a new 5-year contract worth £240,000 a week. You know, Bruno Fernandez has 3 years left on his current contract. Fernandez has been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. It's over 2 years. He's been a United player. Man United got Bruno Fernandez from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Jesse Lingard, he's not good enough to represent the club. I reckon Jesse Lingard will leave Man United in the summer. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. He has been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy in that, but Lingard doesn't really get in the team. Lingard should have left Man United in January, but we blocked his exit. The second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. We've got Edison Cavani as well. Edison Cavani's good. You know, he's done well since he's come to Man United. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. He'll leave in the summer. Cavani's been linked with a move to La Liga. He's also been linked with a move to Brazil. Earlier on this season he had a groin injury. Well, he's had quite a few injuries since he came to the club. Paul Pogba, he's also a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Earlier on this season, Pogba was out with injury for a while. Well, he's endured quite a few injuries now since he re-signed for the club, so reflecting on that, you can say he's injury prone, Pogba. Not so long ago, Pogba was in talks with 2 Premier League clubs, with his contract set to end at the end of this season. Real Madrid, his former club Juventus and PSG have also been in for him. Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. Earlier on this season, Pogba's trainer claimed that he will leave Old Trafford. No, this season has been Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. He's played over 200 games since he re-signed, and Pogba's our most expensive sign at the moment because Manchester United paid £89 million for him. But yeah, I reckon there's a good chance he'll leave Man United in the summer. If he doesn't leave in the summer of this year, Pogba will definitely leave next year. We've got Fred. Fred, he's not good enough to represent the club. You know, as you all know, I've got my strong reservations about him. But Fred has had his good games at Man United, especially under Ralph Rangnick. I think Fred could leave Man United next year. He won't leave in the summer. We got Fred a few years ago from Shakhtar Donetsk. Got him for £50 million. We've got Scott McTominay. I don't think Scott McTominay is good enough to represent the club. But McTominay has had his good games under Rangnick. Earlier on this season, I did say McTominay had been one of our best performers under Rangnick. McTominay has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy in that. Revert back to 2020, he signed a new 5-year contract with Man United. We've got Matic. Matic, he's not good enough to represent the club. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that he has been given his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Yeah, he'll leave Man United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for £40 million. Matic has been a United player for over 4 years. Luke Shaw, he's a good left back overall. But Luke Shaw's endured a lot of poor games this season for Man United. I thought Luke Shaw was far superior last season to this season. He had some injuries, Shaw, earlier on this season. He is injury prone, which is a concern. Shaw's been at Manchester United for around 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. He's got under 2 years left on his contract as Luke Shaw. We've got Alex Telles, you know, he's a very good left back as well. He's appeared to be our first choice left back under Rangnick. He's been very impressive under Rangnick as Telles. You know, do you think Telles will leave Man United in the summer because he has been subjected to transfer speculation before? Man United got Telles from Porto back in 2020. We got him in a deal worth around 15.4 million with add-ons included. The reason we brought Telles in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire, he's definitely not good enough to represent the club. The Manchester Evening News said earlier on this week that Man United are prepared to sell Harry Maguire. We need to take the captaincy off him. I can't understand how he's still United captain. A lot of Man United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off him. Earlier on this season, though, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Man United captain until the end of the season. You know, Maguire has been at Man United over 2 years. He's had quite a few injuries as well since he came to the club, and he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because Man United paid, 80 million for him. Definitely overpaid for him. And he's the second most expensive signing at the club. Varane, he's a very good centre-half. You know, most of the time when Varane plays, he seems to make the difference. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree behind him. By the way, I just want to give you some news on Varane. Didier Deschamps, who's the France coach, said that Varane's got a foot injury. Hopefully it's not too severe. Well, Varane's had a few injuries since he became a Man United player. Manchester United signed Varane from Real Madrid last summer, for 34 million. That's disregarding the add-ons. But with the add-ons, it rises up to around 41, 42 million. Varane's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. We've got Erik Bailly. He's also a very good centre-half as well, but Bailly, doesn't get in the team much. He lost his place in the team a while ago. And he is injury prone, which is a concern. I thought Bailly was going to leave Man United in January this year, but he didn't. I reckon he'll leave in the summer, Erik Bailly. Manchester United got Bailly from Villarreal back in 2016. Man United paid £30 million for him. Bailly's been at the club for around 5 years. Longer than 5 years, should I say. And back in April last year, he signed a contract with Man United until 2024. Victor Lindelof, he's not good enough. As you all know, I've got reservations about Lindelof. Lindelof's too slow. Lindelof has had his good games though at United. Lindelof's played games alongside Bailly. He's played a hell of a lot of games alongside Maguire, and he's played games alongside Varane. He's also played alongside Phil Jones as Lindelof. Manchester United got Lindelof from Benfica back in 2017 for 31 million. Lindelof's under contract with Man United till 2024. Lindelof's been at the club over 4 years now. We've got Jones. Obviously, Jones isn't good enough. Jones doesn't get in the team. Man United will sell Phil Jones in the summer. Should have left in January, Phil Jones. I thought he was going to be going out on loan to Bordeaux back in January. This season has been Phil Jones' 11th season at Man United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. Jones' contract at Man United expires next year. At one point, Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. Diego Dalot, not great, but he's really impressed me under Ralph Rangnick. Dalot's our first choice right back under Rangnick. Do you think Dalot will leave Manchester United in the summer? Because he's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation before. Don't forget, last season Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience. And we brought Dalot in under Jose Mourinho. Man United got Dalot from Porto, paid around 19 million for him. His contract at Man United expires next year. And Wan-Bissaka, he's not good enough to represent the club. We could look to sell him this summer. I think Bissaka's good defensively most of the time, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. Manchester United got on Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. Got him for £50 million. This season's been his third full season at Man United. Our first choice goalkeeper is David De Gea. World-class keeper is De Gea. He's been sensational this season. He's now back to his best. This season has been De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. De Gea receives £375,000 a week. Revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Don't forget, back in January, De Gea got named the Premier League's Player of the Month, and earlier on this season, De Gea said, "I don't see myself away from Man United." De Gea has made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions, and he's won everything domestically at the football club. Our second choice goalkeeper is Dean Henderson. Now, Henderson's a good goalkeeper, but doesn't get in goal much because, like I said, De Gea's our first choice. Henderson has only made 3 appearances this season. Henderson will leave Man United in the summer. Obviously, our third choice goalkeeper is Tom Heaton. You know, Tom Heaton's just a backup, isn't he? Man United got Tom Heaton on a free transfer last summer from Aston Villa. At the time, Tom Heaton signed a 2-year contract with an option of a 3rd year. And I still think Lee Grant is at the club. And Van der Beek and Martial could return in the summer. So there you go. And like I've mentioned on my recent videos, there's been reports coming out saying that, you know, Old Trafford could be demolished as Manchester United look to upgrade the stadium. You know, Man United have played at the same stadium for 112 years. You know, Man United looking to increase the capacity in that to around 80,000. Old Trafford holds around 75,000 at the moment. Old Trafford is the second biggest stadium in England. It's the Glazers that are planning to demolish Old Trafford. So do you think it should be demolished? So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel if you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.